Parents, we're glad you're with us this afternoon. We understand that your time is valuable. Thank you for coming face to face with us, and we know that we have an audience that's joining us virtually. So let me begin by welcoming you here to the high school in our advanced academics night. We've got several things that we want to go over tonight, and we want to give you good information. And as soon as we finish this, we'll have a Q&A out in the lobby. So we'll have counselors, administrators available. If you have specific questions, we would be happy to visit with you. And we'll take as much time as you need. First thing with advanced academics and vision, and what we look at here at the high school is this. We want parents to consider first the question, which is more important, the grade or the learning? And it's never more so true than when you're talking about accelerated, dual credit, and AP classes. And the way I would like to approach this with you is this. Grades are important, and we recognize that. They're critical. But we feel like what is even more important than that is the learning. And I'll use an AP class as an example. If the whole idea is to make an A, and I know it is with every student that goes in, and that should be their goal, from a parent's perspective, what I think may be more important is the preparation that the student receives in an AP class or an accelerated class, and what that could do for them post-high school. Because what I always tell our students here at the high school is this. When you get to the next level of your education, whether it's junior college or four-year university, your professors will not care what your grades were in high school. What is important to them is the knowledge that you bring to the table in those upper level classes that they will all face at that time. And so I would say AP classes are critical. An APC is a great thing. Now we know that they're striving for A, but it's not a failure. And I know that students have been conditioned most of their lives to think the grade is the most important thing. And if it's anything short of an A, it's just not acceptable. Well, we want them to continue to strive for an A regardless of what class they're in. But we want them to focus on the learning first and let the grade follow. So with that, we've got a lot of people here tonight to speak to you in different areas, and hopefully we give good explanation as to what we are able to offer here at Plainview High School. First of all, I would like to introduce the people that are going to be visiting with you tonight. And if you guys would stand as I call your name. Daniel Fitzgerald is Associate Principal of Instruction. Mary Dickerson will be the Administrator for Plainview Collegiate High School. Kevin Parker is Associate Principal of Administration. Amanda Diazano is the Assistant Principal. Carla Dunn, Assistant Principal for the Freshman Learning Center. Andrea Morales, Counselor for Freshman Learning Center. Valinda Parker, Counselor A through GB or GE. Kaylee Sterner, Counselor GB through O. Robin Sweeney, Counselor P through Z. And Elisa Carter is our Advanced Academics Coordinator. And I will have her come up right now and give you some important information.
Good evening. I'm Lisa Carter. I'm Advanced Academic Coordinator for the district, and I would like to thank you for coming tonight. I see just parents. I thought we might have students too, but thank you for coming. I know it took time and energy to come and learn a little bit about advanced academics. Also would like to do a thank you to PHS and the staff for putting this on so that we can get the word out about advanced academics. I feel that we have some really good things in place, and the people after me are going to kind of tell you a little bit about them, but I would like to kind of spotlight that we do offer accelerated classes. We have dual credit that we offer on campus and off campus. We give every junior an ACT, which I think is really vital in their next steps after high school. And we also provide, we absorb the expense of the AP class. So if they take an AP class, the district pays for the AP exam. So I think those are some really good things. We want to empower your students to do great things after they graduate from high school, we want them to do great things after they leave us. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you have questions or concerns. I love helping parents and students achieve their dreams and do great things after they leave us at PHS. Thanks again, and I think now we have Ms. Sterner going to tell us a little bit about balance, maybe.
For 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, and so if your student's last name is GE through O, I am their counselor, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about balance. At PHS, we have many, many opportunities, not only in extracurricular, but also in academics. And so when your kids are thinking about the opportunities, we want them to be involved in a lot of things, and as many things as they can do successfully. And so when they're thinking about taking advanced classes, some students may only be strong in some core subjects. Like they may be strong in English, but not so much in math. And so when your kids are considering taking these advanced classes, they do not have to take advanced classes across the board. They can pick and choose. They can take regular in math and advanced in English, and if they want to do advanced in social studies, they can do that, and take regular in science. And so really you and your student need to talk about what are their strengths and what are their weaknesses to make that determination. Also in considering balance, think about when you had that first new job. You know, you had the skills to do that job, but it was still stressful. And so when they are going and doing AP classes and dual credit classes, that is going to be like that new job. It's going to be a big jump from regular classes going to AP and dual credit. And so we need you to be encouraging them, working on time management, because those are going to be things that are going to help them be successful. It's going to feel really overwhelming at the beginning when they're doing advanced placement, dual credit. They're also involved in band, athletics, whatever it may be. And so having those conversations about, okay, we need to balance our time. How much time do we have to work on this homework? We've got athletics this time. Maybe they have a job. And so you as their parents kind of helping them manage time. These are going to be lifelong skills that are going to help them after high school. And so we want you to just know we're going to support your kids and whatever they choose, but help them pick and choose so they can be balanced and not so stressed out. And next we have Mrs. Parker talking about GPA.
Good evening. I'm just Valinda Parker, and I have 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, A through GA. And what I'm going to do is kind of talk about the weighted, how we determine ranks, because that seems to be a big question that a lot of parents ask. So first of all, GPA. GPA, everyone is on the same playing field, all right? If I take AP classes, or if I take regular, say, I take English 3 AP, and I take English 3 regular. If I make a 90 in both of those classes, my GPA is going to be the same, all right? But it is the rank that determines, that's where the difference comes in. So colleges look for your GPA. They want to know your GPA. And that's on a 4.0 scale, or it can be on a numeric scale. And so the GPA, all colleges ask for that, and then they want to know your rank. But they're mainly concerned, really, a lot about the GPA. The rank is only specific to to this rate, this scale, which is a 7.0, 6.0, and a 5.0, that is just Plainview High School. Everyone around the state, they have different weights for their rates. So example, I wish I had a pointer, but let's just say, and when it says level 1, level 2, level 3, I want you to understand, level 1, that is AP and dual credit. That's line, all right? Level 2, that is the accelerated, which we used to know as the pre-AP, so that's accelerated, and that is advanced CTE. That's level 2. Now the advanced CTE, there are certain classes, and Mr. Fitzgerald is going to talk about those, but you can't just jump off and take certain CTE classes. There are prerequisites, and that's the job of the counselor to make sure that the students are taking the correct classes in the correct order as far as their CTE classes. And then level 3, that is what is just academic, just the regular classes. So if I am sitting in a regular, which is level 3, if I'm sitting and I make an 80, so you find the 80, follow over, I'm going to get a 3.0. But if I make an 80 in an academic or an AP class, the level 1, I get 5.0 for ranking. So I get more points for ranking purposes. Does that make sense? All right. So that is where that scale right there has to do everything with the rank at Plainview High School and what determines the rank. Kids always ask, or parents always ask, how can I get my rank up? A lot of it is by taking the advanced classes, either the 1 or the 2, and making the better grades. Or guys, just even sitting in the regular classes, making really good grades is going to help you. All right? All right, next is Mr. Fitzgerald.
Good evening. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our advanced academic course offerings. And for our live streamed audience who's watching this online, we are posting all of these documents in both English and Spanish on our website, so you will be able to access these as well. So right here you will see that we are offering in English, science, math, social studies, and foreign language. You can kind of see our choices of course offerings that are available to your student. Now, as far as the CTE courses, in the CTE courses, you can notice that it's a little different, as Mrs. Parker said. We have included a document in your packet as well that shows everywhere where there's a program of study special notes, it is documented all of those advanced credit classes that you get for CTE. Now, where CTE is a little different is you can't just sign up for those classes because there are some prerequisites. So it's not that I can just choose to take floral design. As you see up there, before I can do floral design, I have to have principles of ACT. So that goes back to that student's program of study, and so with CTE it's a little different. Moving on to our accelerated course, Parent Student Acknowledgement. We have included that document as well. We have made one of these for our accelerated classes, and we've made one for our AP classes. And what this document does is it basically is some guidelines and recommendations. It's not necessarily a hard set criteria where you have to meet these things to get in, but we think it's really important that both our parents and our students understand that you got to be really well informed when making a decision in these classes. And we want to make sure that both students and parents have all the information available to make an informed decision when entering one of these classes. And so as you can see here with our accelerated classes, we really strongly suggest that successful completion of their prerequisite course. I mean, that one is required. So if I'm going to do English 2 accelerated, I got to be in English 1 accelerated. We recommend a grade of 80 or better in previous accelerated classes, or an 85 and up for the regular classes, and then that the student has achieved meets or master's grade level performance on the STAR exams. Now, like we said, that's not a hard set criteria. These are just things to consider when choosing to be in these classes. When you sign up for an accelerated or an AP class, our procedures here on campus is once you are enrolled in that class and you are wanting to exit that class, because we do have this happen, we want that to be a collaborative process where the student and the parent would first go to the teacher and sit down and develop a plan to keep that student on track to be successful in that class. So we don't want the first time that they're struggling a little bit to say, hey, I want to get out of this class. We really want to prepare them for what they're going to encounter when they get to college or in their career. That there is going to be some struggles and it's going to be challenging in these classes and there's high expectations, but we do want to give them that support system to help them. So that's our initial response when getting out of one of those AP or accelerated classes. After it goes through that process with the parent and the student, if that continues and you're still wanting to go out, that's where we would sit down and meet with an administrator and have that discussion. Okay, next up is going to be Ms. Sweeney. She's going to talk to you a little bit about our dual credit options.
Good evening. My name is Robin Sweeney, and I'm the upperclassman. Last name's P through Z. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about dual credit. Dual credit is when you take a college class, and you get the college credit for it, but you also get the high school credit. And those courses are usually offered at a reduced rate from the college, and they also have to be a course that we offer here, and they must teach the same concepts that we teach in the class here. So it could be more, but it must cover at least the same thing that we have here. Okay? So there's some examples of classes that are offered. Once again, it has to be something that's offered here, and it has to cover the concepts, and that's why it's not just a list of, 200 different classes up there. We usually use Wayland and South Plains College to do our dual credit classes. The juniors, we would like for them to have a face-to-face experience because we find that if they start out online, the self-discipline that's involved, all of that is a little difficult for them, and we want them to be successful. And so usually the first year as juniors, we have them do Wayland because they can do those classes face-to-face. And when we do those, Wayland usually, there are some admission policies that they have. Pre-pandemic, you used to have an ACT score or TSI score. That was a certain score to get into the courses. But post-pandemic, right now, they're offering the classes if you have an average, if your average, grade point average overall is an 80 or above, then you're eligible to do South Plains or Wayland classes. Now, we do ask for kids to kind of adult on this. We will lead them through it as far as we will introduce them, we will give them the paperwork, we will tell them what's required for them to get into the class, how much it costs, and where to go to sign up. But there's a certain amount of adulting that they have to do to go with that. For example, they're going to have to go turn in their dual credit form at Wayland or supply it to us if we send it to South Plains College. They're going to have to request a transcript from Wayland. Like if they take junior classes at Wayland and then do senior classes at South Plains online, they're going to have to request not only their high school transcript we send to South Plains, but they're also going to have to go request from Wayland to get their Wayland transcripts into South Plains College. Those transcripts also need to go with them after they finish high school. Anywhere that they go to college, they now will have college transcripts and those go with them. If a student does not maintain C or better in a dual credit class, if they have, even though they passed the college class with a 68 or a 65, that's not passing for high school, and they cannot remain in dual credit classes for the next semester, at least in that subject. They can appeal academically, and we have to go through a process for them to try to get back in. And sometimes they have to make up a class. If they took For example, they took South Plains Online Government. It's a semester course. If they don't pass it, then the next semester they will be here at the high school repeating that government course for high school credit. So those are important things to think about. Also, if your child is super busy in lots of activities where they will have to miss their college classes, then that's something that you need to look at as well. So if you're a cheerleader and you're in band and you do all of those things and you're going to not make a class at Wayland, then chances are you might have to rethink that. Same way with stock shows. The professors often say that stock show kids have the hardest time, and it's not because they can't do the work, they're brilliant. But the problem is that they're gone so much, and when you miss that instruction, it's very difficult to catch up. Finally, we just want you to know that when your kids do dual credit, it's very advantageous. Sometimes people will say that, well, I don't want to do Wayland classes because they won't transfer to other colleges. And that is not technically true. What you need to do is, it's good to be familiar with where your child wants to go to college and maybe whether or not what they accept. But almost all of these basic classes that they take at Wayland or South Plains will transfer to other schools. The only problem that we ever run into is with a school like Rice or Baylor, where they will only let it count as an elective course and not as the actual core course. That doesn't happen very often. It's just once in a while, but we never want you to think that you are wasting your time or your money doing dual credit. We have some CTE classes, of course, that you can see. They are a little more expensive, the cosmetology and the welding. They're more expensive than others because they involve equipment and things. But that, in a nutshell, that's the dual credit. And so now I'll pass it on to Mrs. Harrell.
Good evening all, and I'm Mrs. Harrell. I teach the physics class and a regular class and a AP class, so quite a few. I'm here to talk to you about the accelerated versus the regular class. So what's the difference between those? The regular classes and the accelerated classes both cover the material necessary to get credit in the class. So the difference between them is that your advanced or accelerated classes are going to go deeper into the material. It's not like we're adding a lot more work to the student. We are upping the rigor and making sure that they can dig deeper into it and really get involved in what is actually happening and the social interaction between students and the material and students and other students. That's super important in that accelerated class. These are skills necessary, especially in college when they're working collaboratively with each other. So students that are college bound, and we know a lot of us are pushing our kiddos, you've got to go to college, you have to have something extra other than what you have here at the high school. These classes lay a foundation for these kiddos. They are now getting the information that's going to be necessary in these college classes so that they can continue what they have started in high school. Some of our students will take chemistry as a sophomore, and as they take the chemistry class as a sophomore, the next time they'll see chemistry, if they don't take an AP chemistry class, will be in college, especially if they're bound for the medical field. That is a long time. So if you want them to have material that really sticks with them, that they really work with, that they interact with, you would want to push them into an accelerated class and let them feel the rigor that you will feel in a college class. So the other thing I also added to my little list is when you look at the transcript, like the college is looking at a transcript for, say, 5 students, and one student has on their transcript that they've taken accelerated classes all through high school, because you can do them as a 9th grader, you can do them as a 10th grader, you can do this as an 11th grader. That puts that kiddo ahead of all the others that have taken it as a regular class. It makes them look like they are understand that these kids, they have committed to their academic experience. They're learning and they are grasping for more instead of just doing what is necessary to get through high school. So it also shows that this student has balanced things, because our kids are so involved. They're involved in band, they're involved in everything, it seems like. So are they able to balance that accelerated class along with all the other activities that they are in? So when you look at a student that has been involved in all advanced classes, you look at a kid with a strong work ethic and a lot of, I would say, support from faculty, support from parents especially. So to me, I feel like we are developing better skills in that student. We're developing better writing skills. We are developing better social participation with them when they're working in groups, working together. And to me, they read more, they write more, and this to me puts them ahead when they are making those applications to college. Well, the next person on our list is Ms. Franklin, and she will be here to talk to you.
Hi, I'm Lori Franklin. I teach accelerated pre-calculus, I teach AP calculus, and I teach dual credit college algebra, statistics, and trigonometry. So I get all those really good juniors and seniors. I tell them that they're the best kids in the school, and I hold them to that. So since I teach all those types of classes, I've been asked to kind of compare and give you an overview of dual credit and to compare AP with dual credit. So I'm going to start with the dual credit. Of course, Ms. Sweeney did a great job of talking about that too. But to put it plainly, a dual credit class is one where they get high school credit and college credit. The classes I teach are through Wayland, so the students have to enroll at Wayland as a student. They apply, and then they pay tuition and they pay fees to get to use the Wayland online resources. Wayland determines my curriculum. That's where I get the instructional materials that I will use. A big difference is because my classes are actually on the PHS campus. We meet every day instead of 2 days a week or 3 days a week. But I have requirements I have to meet for the district and for Wayland. I turn in grades to Wayland, I turn in grades to the high school, so they get credit in both of those areas. When the semester is over, the student gets a grade on their high school credit, on their high school transcript, and on their college transcript that will transfer with them to wherever school they choose to go to, assuming it fits into the degree plan that they've chosen. Specifically, we've set it up to where they take college algebra in the fall, and then, because it is a prerequisite for both trig and statistics, those are the two classes that I'll teach in the spring. What I tell students when they ask me which one should I take in the spring, I tell them that it depends what they're planning on doing next year. If they're planning on doing something with calculus, then they need to take trigonometry. It's just a prereq, they have to do that. Any degree that they're going to get is going to require statistics, so they can't go wrong choosing that one. As far as comparing AP classes and dual credit classes, the biggest difference has to do with who runs the class. The dual credit is through a university, but AP is through College Board, the same people that do ACT, SAT, and those type of things. Of course, they have to pay for the dual credit classes. Our district, we're good enough to provide the AP test for them, so they don't have to pay for that. With a dual credit class, if they pass, they've got credit. With an AP class, they have to pass the test to get credit. But our kids are lucky that they do have all those opportunities. Both AP and dual credit, they're very challenging. They are high-level classes designed to push those kids to reach their very top potential. I'm going to end on a little bit of a personal note. I'm not just here as a teacher. I had a kid that went all the way through these programs, and she's off doing great things. I've got 2 more working through the program right now. The professors, the teachers through Wayland and South Plains and here they also know that they're high schoolers. And they have compassion and they do what it takes to get these kids to be successful. So it's a tough thing to put your kids into these accelerated classes and to, see them struggle, but they're not alone. So I want y'all to know that we will help them. Our counselors do a great job of getting them on the right path. Our students are lucky. So I'm going to hand it over to Mrs. Steve. She's going to tell you more about AP.
My name is Mandy Steen. I am an English teacher at the high school. I teach sophomore English in AP 3 and AP 4. So I've got quite a cross section of kids. Mrs. Franklin did a great job. I really don't know what else I need to say. She talked about how AP classes are governed by the College Board. We must submit what they call an audit. And basically it's a syllabus that outlines everything that we're going to teach, but it has to be to their depth and their complexity. And if we are approved, students are then able to take the AP test, which our district, again, is so gracious to pay for. A few things about AP. It's difficult, and it never fails that junior year is when that wall hits, because that's when our kids move from accelerated to AP classes. And so that, to me, is when they need even more support than they've received previously from parents. We're here as teachers. We conference with them, come in during your lunch period, your TCB, come in during a free period, come in after school. And like Mrs. Franklin said, we are compassionate. We're here to help. Not that colleges aren't, but they are still our kids and they still go to our high school. Another thing about AP, and Mrs. Stringer hit on this, it is fast-paced. It is a lot of information, what seems like in a very quick pace, and it's all about balance, and it's about finding that time. I really can't think of anything different. I should have just let Mrs. Franklin have my list. Our AP classes are free. Occasionally students I know in English 3 and 4 do need to buy novels, and we can always make accommodations if needed to. If there's issues with money or finding the novels, we try to order them through our department, and if needed, we go through Wayland Bookstore. Other than that, I can't really think of anything. If you do have questions, please contact us at the high school. You can personally email me, call, and I will do my best to answer whatever I can for you. Next, Mrs. Morales, our freshman counselor.
Thank you for attending this evening. I'm Andrea Morales, freshman counselor. If you have any questions, the counselors and the APs will be in the lobby to answer any questions you may have. All the documents shared will be posted on the PHS website, both in English and in Spanish. Otra vez les quiero decir gracias por venir hoy esta noche a la junta. Quiero decirles que todos los documentos compartidos se publicarán en el sitio web de PHS, tanto como en inglés como en español. Si tienen cualquier pregunta, van a estar los gerentes y los consejeras disponibles para responder cualquier pregunta que tengan. Gracias y tengan